Alright, welcome back to Henry's Hot Rod Garage. We'll get started out here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our progress on the D150 Hemi Swap build for the No Name Nationals. This is what we started out looking at on Friday morning from last week's progress. The cab off the full drive sitting on the back of the two-wheel drive frame, where we put the two-wheel drive cab and bed over on the four-wheel drive. The cab and the bed were in rougher shape than I wanted to try to ram into the 60 days before this No Name Nationals, so I'm going to use the better body parts out of the both. This is what we were looking at here. The frame was a little dirty and rusty. We got started right away on Friday morning, tackling it, section underneath the cab. I took and sanded and wire wheeled the rust and dirt off the frame. Metal treated the frame before coating with self-etching primer. Frame was in fairly good shape. Didn't find any rust holes. There was quite a bit of pitting. Nothing real severe. It looked like maybe there was only a light coating put on this truck. This truck was originally from South Carolina. Back then, I don't think they put the coating underneath them trucks. Them vehicles, they did up north. This is the two coats of self-etching primer. Like I said, I sanded and treated it in between coats. It turned out fairly good. I used a gloss black for the paint. I gave it two coats of gloss black. Same thing, I sanded and treated in between coats. Turned out fairly good. It's not a show truck. It's going to be a go truck, and we're going to be driving it to the No Name Nationals, which is a 600-mile trip one way. This is pretty much where we ended our evening, Friday evening, was getting the paint on the frame. We did a couple little small details, mocking up. Saturday morning, we got started fairly early, and we moved the cab up onto its mounting brackets. I put bushings in there, used the old bushings to set between them. I'm going to put new bushings on it all the way around it. My daughter, she got started off Saturday morning taking seats apart and getting the brackets we needed. She took the bench seat brackets off to put on the bucket seats, and the bucket seat brackets off, so we mock everything up and see where we wanted them positioned at. And she was a big hand. I felt like she was enjoying herself. She was excited about the project. It seemed like to me, as the weekend went on, she got anxious to see each step progressed. This here is her removing the sliders from the bench seat brackets. She's a real champ. She'll go at it and she won't stop till she's done. This is after wire wheeling the rear section of the frame underneath the bed. Once we got that accomplished, once again I treated the metal, put two coats of self-etching primer on it, and I also put a coat of gray sandable primer over top of those two coats. So I had 3 coats of primer on it. As you can see here, this is the gray sandable primer. I put over top the epoxy, or the self-etching primer. And once again, treated in between coats, sanded and treated, and I'll put 2 coats of gloss black onto the frame on the rear section. The rear end in this truck will be replaced with a larger rear end to hold up to the power we'll be putting to it in the future. This, like I said, it's not going to be a show truck, it's going to be a go truck. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank the subscribers. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with you next week with more progress. God bless. Until next time, take care.